Hello.
Hello, hello. Mic check,
Yeah,
mic
man.
check. Just
Okay.
checking in YouTube whether everything's working fine.
We missed this, like free tickets if we waited just one more day.
Yeah, man. I should have gone with my
Man, I
original
thought
plan
like those
itself.
tickets are only for,
Hello, hello.
the lead
Mic
people.
check,
Yeah,
mic
man.
check. Hmm.
And even the lead people are not coming in the end.
Yeah, okay. The live is working. Videos are
Let me
working.
check the YouTube, yeah?
Yeah, video is fine. Audio is fine. Hopefully, nothing crashes.
Yeah, this time you can't hear your own voice.
Yeah,
It's not echoing, but the
I can hear
problem
it, but
is
it's like
the
extremely
delay,
low.
right?
Yeah, that's a delay. That we
That's the
can't
thing.
fix,
Let's
right?
see. That's we can't fix, yeah. But like, let's
Yeah,
see how it goes today.
yeah. Hello everyone, welcome to our game design channel. It's been a few days since we did our usual live. We have been busy with the play testing sessions, which usually takes place at this time in the night. So because of that, we weren't able to do the live streams as usual. And so we are back today. Today we have Rishi with us here, and in the last live stream, if you remember, I was doing the interview of Ansh, one of a student game developer who had worked on his own game. Video regarding that will be posted soon since our editor is working on it. But today, me and Rishi will be explaining all the work which we did regarding the shooter game so far, the Battleverse, and it's soon to be released. So hopefully everything is working well from that side. There are no bugs. There are some bugs, but since we are trying to fix it, we'll be doing our best to fix everything and publish it at our designated time. So yeah, we'll just start with it. Uh, what can we showcase? There are many updates which we did both in the Figma and also the Google Sheets, Google Documents, etc. So we'll just start with the Google Sheets. Let me just showcase it.
Okay.
Yeah,
The shooter game, right?
yeah. First, we'll explain the gun attributes which we did.
Okay.
Okay, I'll explain it. So here you can see that these are the attributes which we had collected for all the guns. And if you had seen our previous live streams, you would have known that like we had created the version 1 of these values with you guys while doing the live stream. And since then we have come far ahead so much that we are in version 5 right now, and we have updated all the values regarding the base damage, range, gravity, magazine ammo, etc. And here, if you can see, we have also implemented a new mechanism for our launcher as well. Uh, for launchers, the base damage and all the multipliers are kept null because the way the launcher works is different from the rifles and the other weapons, the close combat and the sniper. The other weapons just consider the base damage as a whole and then to applies the damage on the enemy based on where he gets hit. But the launcher, like you launch a grenade, right? And whenever the grenade hits an impact, like it's a location, based on that radius where it hits, it does the appropriate amount of damage. For example, here in this Google Sheets, we have divided it into three zones: red zone, yellow zone, and green zone. So whenever the grenade hits a particular spot, from 0 meter to 1.2 meter of the grenade's hit location, if there are any players within that radius, they'll get this specific amount of damage. And this is different for each different type of weapon. And also for yellow zone and green zone, we have changed the values, tweaked the values accordingly. And also one more thing which we have added is the shoot delay for the launchers. So basically, whenever you shoot a launcher, there will be a delay so that you cannot spam the launchers and shoot multiple grenades at the same time. It will be overpowered. So because of that, we have kept timer, and based on how powerful the weapon is, we have like planned out the timer as well. So since this is not that powerful, we have kept a shorter delay, and this is if this is powerful, and because of that we have kept a higher delay, 3.2 seconds. So these are all the values. And apart from this, if you can see, like we went through version 4. Version 4, there were issues regarding the grenade rifle where the range were not working pretty well, and also we were not satisfied enough with the base damage values for the other guns, so we had to update it. And version 3 values, again all the weapons were too overpowered, and at that time we didn't even have this, what do you say, red zone, yellow zone and green zone. We were just planning it out with a completely different formula, which I'll be explaining soon when I showcase the Sigma file. And yeah, these are all the versions. And apart from this, we also worked on naming these weapons. Initially, these weapons had like basic names such as rifle, homing gun, ricochet gun, pulse gun. So we had collected few references for the gun names as well. Rishi, I think you can explain this part, like the gun
Yeah, the
names.
gun names.
Yeah.
Okay. So the approach that we use for the gun names is basically that we try to, what the gun is actually is about. Let's say we first went with the rifle. In this image, you can see. Wait, are you streaming? The sharing the screen?
Yeah, yeah. Showcasing the gun
Ah, okay, okay,
names
okay.
in
Got it, got it.
Shooter Game 2020.
Yeah, so you can see the rifle gun. We named it as base gun. So we tried to like make this gun as like a, let's say, as one, and we make the other set of rifle guns be like 1.1, 1. So like it's like a variation from the base gun, but it has this different unique quirks to it. So like unique quirks, like it's like a character thing, and you can also see here it's a base rifle, right?
Yeah.
What is the base thing in terms of how the gun performs in the actual gunfight. We also went for some names that is like that feels basic, principle, something like that's natural, original kind of thing. Something that's like the primary, something's origin. You know,
Yeah.
that's pretty much what we went for over here. Sentinel represents reliability and defense, balance, and is like an multi-purpose. It can be a jack of all trades. Here you can see Axiom, Legion, Judge, Mediator. In all these kind of names, you can see there is like a meaning of something that is balanced, something in the center. Something is like a starting. It can deviate in any kind of way. Like it's in the center. You could feel that. So even in the version 2, we went for like more names to try to get more options for us to decide. And you can see here Equinox, Resolve, Regulus, and Axis, and those things. You can in all these names you can feel this kind of core. It's something like you have an reference or an object that the other guns are like based off. So you can feel that's the vision. That's the approach that we went for the first one. And as you can see, the second one is a homing gun, which is now precise all rounder. It's like a base rifle, but it's more precise and it's all rounder, right?
Yeah.
And now with this, we went for something that actually repeatedly changes, since it's like all rounder, right? So it can change. It's like versatility. That's what we're trying to go here. Be versatile. It changes like situationally. The gun changes itself to like solve that situation, solve the problematic situation the players has. So here we have Flux, Petal, Nova Flux, and then we have Elora, then we have Oralis, Rosantra, and some things that is also have another influence in this name is the bullet itself is like really pink when it's like shooting up. So we also took the color that is associating itself to the flower rose. So we also added with that. And then we have assault rifle and then ricochet gun. That was the previous stuff, but then we can see why this weapon is what's more unique about it, right? And it's just not about the way the gun works, but it's also about the way it looks like visually. So as for the ricochet gun, the bullet what it looks like is like a glint. It's like a shard. It also feels like it's really shiny. It's coming out of the gun. You can see it's like a
Hmm.
ray, and you can feel this kind of a shininess. It shoots out. So that's why when for flare, it's something feels elegant, something feels shiny. Um, you can also see something like a stone, a gem that is it's shooting out as if it's shooting gems. It's refracting this light and turning itself white. You can feel those things. So that's
Hmm.
why we went for chaser, flare, shard, glint, whirl, torrent, all those kind of things. So moving on to the pulse gun, machine gun, we also went like why it is unique in terms of attributes. What's basically it's different from the base rifle. Just like I said, all these guns have its own unique attributes. Like attribute in the sense how it's like in core how it's like different in terms of how it behaves
Hmm.
compared to the base weapon. So that's what we have every year is like bit different fire rate, magazine size bigger, base damage is different, recoil pattern is different. Well, I have like all those things, right? So the same thing here, but like again, unique stuff here is in terms of visual. The bullets, it's like it's pushing out is actually blue in color.
Hmm. Yeah.
So it's almost like a pulse, almost like some kind of plasma it's shooting up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can always associate yourself with a blue color with a light, like a plasma, right? So that's why
Hmm.
we went for like ion, surge, phase gun, ion X, pulse spectra, and prism. We went for prism is the light when it refract it has this like white blue energy theme. That's why we went for this. It's also like changes, it has this blue glow but not like necessarily like completely blue. It gives us a like uh it's like almost similar. It feels like ricochet gun but has its own kind of tint to it.
Hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, that's why we went for these kind of options in terms of names. um yeah, man, Mokshit, you can control
Yeah.
go
I'll.
with the launcher one, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll continue. So again, based on how the weapon was working, we were planning on implementing the name to it accordingly. And in the rifles, since we have three rifles, we considered the base rifle as the rifle grenade. And based on this, since this was the base weapon, we we tweaked the values of other weapons so that it either had like faster recoil or lower damage or so. Rifle grenade was basically the midline, and the other launchers were either above this midline or below this midline in some of the aspects. For example, if you take homing gun grenade, for this, compared to the base grenade rifle, we did it faster. We had a faster fire rate, but it did lower damage. So that's how we tweaked. And based on these tweaks which we did, we named the weapons accordingly. For example, if you see here, rifle grenade, we had the options such as caliber, rumble mainly because like it was a grenade launcher, right? And whenever you launch the grenade, it would make like a rumble effect because of its explosion radius. And based on these aspects as well, the names were chosen like breach and detonics, impactor, catalyst, shockwave, etc. Then if you come to homing gun, the few aspects which we took for this was that like one, it shot out pink colored grenades, right? And it also left like a pink smoke effect behind the grenade. And using that and along with the like rifle how it looked, we came up with these names like warhead, fission, and also we wanted to like make the names like slightly cooler or sci-fi, right? So we made another version of fission, but instead we replaced the S with Z to make it fission, something like that. And also, if you can see in the version 2 values, we came up with Abyssal, Vortex 9, Oblivion mainly because it's a launcher weapon, and if you kill an enemy, he gets obliterated. I think I'm not spelling it right, but yeah, you get what I mean. Then Then yeah, this if you come to the third weapon, this was originally called as pulse gun grenade, and we kind of took the inspiration from that as well and tried to mix and match names from there, called as like pulse whale, and then we came up with fuse, and also as I said, we wanted to make it more sound more sci-fi, so variation of fuse was fuse. And then we also tried to match the weapon with the meaning of certain words. For example, here in the fourth option, if you can see, This word is a Latin word which means explosion, and then X is added at the end of it to make it more sci-fi. So we combine the meaning, the way the gun looks, and also the working of the gun. So based on this, the names were chosen and the options were provided. Then this is for the shotgun, the close combat weapon. Since a shotgun is a heavy weapon. When it does heavy
I
damage,
think
then
I'll do the shotgun, man.
oh, you want to do the shotgun? Okay, sure. Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought you would swap it out with me and then you started continuing it.
I thought I'll finish
Okay.
it off, but it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Anyways,
yeah.
so it's like a third category weapon that we have here. This is close combat and it has both shotgun and flamethrower. Let's go through what kind of names that we come for
Hmm.
shotgun.
Hmm.
Obviously, everybody has an idea of how shotgun works.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of names for shotgun. We mainly decided to, go for a name that that feels strong, that feels
Hmm.
overwhelming to hear. We need to feel a pressure
Yeah.
even when you're pronouncing the word. So, first option we went for thumper. Thumper is refers to someone that makes a lot noise, like a pounding noise, like when you
Hmm.
pound someone or a pound something, or you like punch in the wall, like rapid pounding noise. And it also fits the shotgun because of the heavy impact it has and the number of shells it shoots at a single shot, so it fits it well. Reaper is instead from Grim Reaper, who kills in a single sweep. There's pretty much decided we go for this as well. We have Maul. Maul is something that is related to every single time is related to lion. He was mauled by a lion.
Hmm.
It's an animal attack term to attack like violently, but it's something always used by a carnivore that he got mauled by a lion back in the day. Like now, he's been used with the dogs and other animals, but again, back in the day, in the stories, in the history, and thus he got mauled by the lion. That's what they used to. So we need to bring that lion metaphor in this here as well. And then maul torque is a combination of torque. You give a mechanical sound to it, along with the
Hmm.
all word. Then we have Sunstrike. When we shoot, the visual effects of shotgun is yellow within the pellets spreading out. So that's why we went for Sunstrike. And Volt Mall, again, we tried to like associate mall with, try to do it with that, because the mall feel like the mall word is actually fits the way
Hmm.
weapon works.
Yes.
And Orion is a Latin word for gold. Again, we're associating the color and visual with the gold, how it like flashes out the pellets with the effect. And then we have burst forge. Forge is a mechanical word for pump action. Shot is a pump action, and bursts as well. And then we added forge. Uh, Again, same mechanical term without the burst.
Hmm.
So Forge also has some kind of pressure behind it, like a meaning behind it. That's why we want to keep like verse Forge and Forge both as the same in the list. So next thing is fire flamethrower. So this is a weapon that shoots a burst of fire with a range, and you also obviously you guys have an idea how the flamethrower works. We have like decided some kind of name for it. We try to go for sci-fi. We try to go for Latin. We try to go for something that the realistic weapons we have in it, like MK47, Scar,
Hmm.
Golden Scar, something like that. But let's go through it. Pyre is a word to a structure used for burning bodies. You guys could have imagined in those kind of the comics, video games, the historical video games where like the American witch hunt, not American, the French witch hunt, right? People are starting,
Hmm.
burning people in the pyre, where they thought they think these people are witches,
Witches. Yeah.
and they think these people are evil. So that's what it refers to, pyre. And this is also, Pyro X is something that we wanted to add like a sci-fi thing to in your typical word that is associated with fire. So nowadays, in a lot of games, whenever there's like some element, some kind of association with fire, they wanted to change what they wouldn't put it as fire, which is boring. They just want to go for something like pyro. Even in a lot of other games, they go for like pyro this, pyro dragon, pyro
Hmm.
element.
Yeah.
Like, I manipulate the pyro thing. So it's more like a game term form, and we want to add like an X to it to make it more sci-fi. So Blazion, we inspired this from a word blaze, and it's also partly from Minecraft mob as well. There's a mob called Blaze
Blaze.
in it,
Yes.
and it's really fast, and then spouts fire. And since it's like try to make it more of a sci-fi thing, we added the Xeon to it, so it's Blazion. And Cinder, we know the burnt remnants of coal and wood, or not necessarily coal and wood, but like could be anything almost, but the burnt remains. We're trying to like symbolize like what's left after the use of this weapon. And then Ignix is something that's derived from ignite. This also does really, really well with the flamethrower. It's like igniting something as if you're igniting the enemy player. You ignite him, you're making him set him on fire.
Hmm.
So the next set of names that we go for Torch MK1. For
Mark
this,
one.
we actually tried to go for something realistic. Okay, why not go like try to lean towards something realistic. Let's say we have AK-47, MK12, Golden Scar, and so on and so on and so on. So that's why we okay. Let's try to add some kind of a real life twist to it. So we went for Torch MK1 to like a military prototype, and then we also have Incendex. Since again it's an incendiary, and we also try to make it so make it sound like sci-fi. That's why we went for
Yeah.
Incendex to it. And then Ablazion, stylish and futuristic, and Set Ablaze, set your heart ablaze. You know the reference.
Yeah, of
So
course.
set Ablaze, obviously. We went to take again reference from the Blaze thing and try to make it even more futuristic along with that reference as well. And then we have Pyro Core, just like Pyro Word, but we need to make it like try to
Correct.
represent the the fuel of this fire. Like you need
Hmm.
to have some kind of fuel, not just ammo and bullets. It's like it's need fuel. So we went to go for something like a Pyro Core, a fuel tank, and then we have Firebrand, clear, punchy, and instantly conveys the row up, up close burning damage. Why Firebrand? In the medieval times, like slaves are given brands, and what they will do is they will have an iron, what is it called?
Hmm.
Iron shape, a branding kind of thing. It's like a iron symbol kind of thing. It's like a iron shape. What do you call that? They use this kind of a brand stuff. Basically, what they do is they heat this metal. It will have a symbol imprinted to it, and they will put a branding on the slave's back or neck, wherever it can be, to mark them as slaves. So that's pretty much what we try to go for. Not like a slave perspective, but like fire branding. Like if you get closer, you're gonna get branded with fire. Not just like from a so I just said this for example, purpose, but like that's what we try to go. Like it's branding means something that's you've been given,
Hmm.
you've been stamped on, branded on. That's why we went for fire brand. I think for a sniper section,
Yeah.
let's have Mokshit take over.
Yeah, so out of all the weapons, currently sniper is the only one which we have not finalized with a single name yet. So we have extra, what do you say, references for this. So I'll be explaining all the references which we have currently. So first one
Yeah.
we went was with hollow. So basically the meaning was that like if you shoot using the sniper, the bullet would pass through the enemy, right, and it would leave them hollow. So that, and the entire name came because of the working of the weapon, and hence the hollow name came. Currently the chosen name for our sniper is requiem, because requiem is a Latin word which means mass for the dead, and basically sniper represents that very well. So it's like it's a one shot one kill weapon, right? So with
Yep.
one bullet you can kill any enemy, either at the headshot or the body shot. Leg shot, it's dependent on the enemy's health. Even in some of the cases with the leg shot as well, you can kill him with one shot depending on their health. Since it fit really well with the meaning of this word, we have currently selected this word as the sniper's name, but it will be changed. Then the third option we went with was Rift. It had a similar meaning to Hollow. Basically, it's whenever you shoot the sniper bullet through an enemy, it rifts through the enemy's body. So
Yeah.
again, the working of the sniper came into the name as well. So because of that, we kept the name as Rift, and it was one of the options. Then it fourth option was Finale. So it's like basically what the enemy sees at the last second. So he's seeing his final movements just before he dies. Because it's not that if you consider other weapons, if you get shot from that weapon, you won't instantly die. But with the sniper, you instantly die and you won't even have a second to like react, right? If you as a player are extremely precise. So since the enemy is seeing their final movements, we named the weapon as Finale. Then the fourth one, is it fourth one? No, sorry, fifth one. We named it. We gave the option as Prime. So basically, what Prime meant was that, like, if you see pro plays of FPS games, like all the players like are at their prime, right? So when they are at their prime, they are shooting extremely perfect shots, extremely precise, extremely accurate. So since sniper is like a weapon where the player has to be extremely accurate and they have to be extremely precise. So basically, this weapon is at its prime at this stage because it can kill with one bullet. And because of that, we gave the option as prime. Then we have seer and oracle. These both almost feel like have the same meaning. Basically, like using the sniper, the player is seeing into the future of the enemy, which is basically the enemy dying, because it will be instant. From the moment he sees the enemy in the ADS to the moment he clicks on the shoot button, the enemy would be already dead. As soon as the player clicks on the shoot button, there won't even be a second for the enemy to realize it. Then with the version 2 values, we went with Deadeye and Hawkeye. So basically, we wanted to tie with other games, right? And most of the games had these kind of names for the
Yeah.
snipers.
Yeah.
So Deadeye, Hawkeye, and from Valorant, if you see, we had Operator. We didn't
Operator.
want to exactly copy the entire name, so we didn't include it here.
Yeah.
And because of that, we chose the option Deadeye and okay, and it also kind of suited with the way our sniper worked. And then we have Nightfall. This was a last minute pick, but basically it means that with the sniper, the enemy's death is arriving. So Nightfall. So like the enemy has no other chance, no other like path other than expecting his death. So because of
Yeah.
that, we kept the name as Nightfall. And then we have Razor Line. Razor, like if you think of a razor, the first thing which you think is it's extremely sharp and it's extremely precise, right? And a line here represents the range. And because of that, we combined both of these called as razor line to suit with the sniper. And then we have long shot. This is basically the name itself says what the sniper would do. So you are basically shooting an enemy who's really far away, and you are killing him with one swift bullet. So
Yeah.
because of that, we have named the weapon as long shot.
Yeah.
But from both these version of the names, we didn't like a perfect name for the sniper, and hence because of that, we went with more names for the sniper to have. And these were actually the names which we collected today. And
Yeah.
Nemesis, Terminus, Exile, Cold Shot. Cold Shot kind of actually, Rishi, we can kind of like choose the one which we like right now, and then yeah,
Okay, man.
we can finalize it. Anyway,
Yeah, yeah, sure.
work is
Sure,
work.
dude.
Uh,
Uh, okay. So
the,
I'll go first. I'll go first, though.
yeah,
Okay, I'll go Nemesis,
Nemesis.
right?
You like,
Yeah.
are you explaining that, or are you saying that that's the one you like from the new list?
Yeah, yeah, like I'm gonna say, like, choose a, let's say, couple or three names, and you choose a couple of three names, and we'll decide on that. Like that. We'll filter.
Okay, okay, sure.
Okay. So I'll choose Nemesis. Why? Because every gun is kind of inferior to this, if you say, because it's a one shot, one kill thing, right?
Yeah.
So if you imagine the gun as a character, let's say, every gun is trying their best to stay relevant, stay like some kind of have some kind of
Hmm.
relevancy to the game. Try not to like be too weak, not too overpowered, but like this gun can do like one shot, one kill. So
Yeah.
for all the gun as a character, this gun is like a nemesis for them. It's forever
Hmm.
the nemesis. They can't surpass this in terms of damage,
Okay, I was seeing it
right?
in the terms of enemy being the nemesis, but yeah, this is the
Ah,
way you
yeah, that also works that way as well, right? See, we have already have this kind of perspectives, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
even for the enemy, whatever, like if you are like you're holding the sniper and I'm just holding a rifle over there, and
Hmm.
I'm gonna like pass through the same thing, and you're gonna snipe me out like 4 times, and then I'm gonna see, oh, okay, that guy's sniper is he's a nemesis, man. I can't get him out. He's killing me every single time.
Yeah,
So yeah, like nemesis, it kind of fits the gun really, really well.
yeah.
And then I would say Terminator also works well. Dead
Hmm.
Shock, Divider, Kill Site, Project Null, Terminus. Terminus feels like a point.
Hmm. Hmm.
Exile, Cold Shot,
Actually, even
Marksman,
I like the name Nemesis,
Nemesis, right?
because the way
It really
you
works.
actually I liked it before as well, but with the
Hmm.
way you explained it, I got another perspective, and I'm like, yeah, that name kind of suits the
Yeah,
sniper
right.
now
Like
even more.
it kind of like makes the gun like sit at the top. It's like
Hmm.
separates itself from the other guns
Yeah.
because no other gun in our game can one shot one kill.
Hmm.
That's why, because we obviously balance them in the right way.
We have balanced it with the, what do you say, fire rate, and
Yeah,
then the number of bullets the actual sniper has, which is extremely
yeah,
less compared to other weapons.
yeah. So
And
that,
also,
like the person can't like sit around in the same
yeah,
spot and then snipe everybody with like a lot
yeah.
of ammos and other stuff. So it should be not just from a long range perspective. It should be like balanced in a close range perspective, so that like if you miss a shot, even in close range, the other player should be able to punish you with a lot
Hmm.
of time, because that's
Hmm.
why we adjust the rate of fire and the shot delay from each shot. Yeah. So I nominate Nemesis then
Okay, since
from my
we
side.
both have agreed with Nemesis, I think for now we can keep it as Nemesis. But
Yeah.
tomorrow during the
We
office
will be
hours,
getting
we can,
feedbacks and other shit.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Feedbacks from other
Nemesis.
people, the stuff. Yeah.
Since you guys didn't see the Nemesis, अरे spelling क्या था? Neme Nemesis. Okay. Nemesis. And you guys can see the other finalized names here as well. For the rifle, we went with Legion. This was homing gun, I believe. We went with Nova Flux. And then this was the ricochet gun. We went with Glint. And this was the pulse gun. We went with Ionix. Ion kind of suits with the way the bullet gets shot out from this weapon, the blue color balls. So then this was the rifle grenade. We went with Rumble. Homing gun grenade. We went with Fission, not
Vision.
Fission. Yeah,
Yeah.
Fission. Pulse gun grenade. We went with Pulse Rate.
Pulse
Kind
rate.
of similar, but still there's a difference with the suffix. And then shotgun we went with Thumper because Thumper felt heavy, and also it kind of suited with the shotgun the way it works. And then for flamethrower we went with Pyro X. Sniper currently me and Rishi have finalized with Nemesis, but tomorrow the name might not be here, so we'll see how
Yeah.
it goes. Then apart from the gun names and gun attributes, we also worked with the, what do you say, SFX list. I'll explain this, it's fine.
Yeah. Sure.
So for the sound effects in our game, we mainly wanted the sound effects for the gameplay which takes place before the release, and after release, like we could like plan on other sound effects mainly. And because of that, we listed out all the sound effects which we wanted in the game initially, and we color categorized them based on a few things. So
Yeah.
here you can see green, red, yellow, and blue, right? So green basically means that the sound effect is already in the game, and we are also satisfied with the sound effect which is there.
Yeah.
And yellow means that currently we are not really focused on a sound effect for that. Maybe we can plan on it after the first release, after the soft launch, and we don't have to prioritize this for now. And red basically means that there's a sound effect for that in the game, but we are not satisfied with it, or there's no sound effect for that in the game and we need to have one. So that's the color red. And blue means that this is extremely high prioritized, so this has to be done even for the soft launch. For the soft launch we need these sound effects. Without this we are not moving forward with the
Yeah.
soft launch. So for
Yeah.
defeat victory, podium music. The podium is basically like once the game ends you get with the result screen, right? That we call as the podium screen, where the top three members will be shown. So for that we need a background music, then music for the loading screen, and then the lobby music. So these are the main things which we currently want in the game, and we are working on it as of now. We'll have a initial sound effect by 27th, and since I don't think I should mention the soft launch dates, so I'll just shut up. Uh, I don't want to get in trouble. So uh, then, apart from this, what else can we show which we have worked on? Hello, Arshit. Good morning, sunshine. Wow, wow.
Why he's on
Nice.
a call with you?
No, he's chatting in YouTube live. Nemesis has my vote too. I, bro, it's for you. We have done it for you.
Nemesis has my vote too. All right.
uh, oh, I have the VFX thing, right? Which we can explain. Let me
Yeah,
open
yeah,
that.
man. Yeah.
VFX. I need to find it, so give me 2 minutes. Game
Oh, three
breakdown.
people watching now. Oh, it's you, me.
You, me, Arshit. In 2 more seconds, it will be four. Premjit will also join. Okay, okay, I found it. I found it.
Okay.
Let me showcase the screen again. Yeah. So if you guys can see, we just explained you the progress which we did regarding the gun attributes, regarding the sound effects, and
Sound effect.
regarding the names for each of the weapons. Apart from that, on the side, we were working on the visual effects as well.
Yep.
This was mainly done by our game designer here, Rishi. He was working
Yeah.
alongside Muskan and Rahul to
Yeah, yeah.
get
VFX
this
part.
get this changes. So if you can see here, like initially what we did was this we played the actual game build and we played the VFX build. So this the second build which is on the right here add only the VFX changes and not all the other bug changes or the UI element changes, only the VFX changes. And based on that we made a comparison on which we wanted to move forward with. So if I had to give an example, here in the sniper shoot in the gameplay, when on the muzzle flash, we could only see the smoke particles coming out, but in the
Yeah.
VFX build we saw extra few sparks coming out as the muzzle
Yeah.
flash.
When you shoot, yeah.
Yeah, and out of these two we liked the one with the sparks, and hence we decided that we'll actually put this in the game build instead of just keeping it aside. And we what do you say, made this comparison for all the weapons. So basically the comparisons was with the muzzle flash, with the projectile which was coming out of the weapon, and with the hit effect. So whenever the bullet hit an obstacle, what was the effect it showed. And this again we did it with all the settings which we had in the game. One was low setting, medium setting, high setting, and ultra setting. So after we did all the comparisons, we decided with what we wanted to go forward with. And once we decided that, we got a new build where all the changes were made. And once we obtained the build with the changes, we compared it again just to make sure whether it is getting reflected with what we had mentioned in the previous meet, right? So we did the same thing again where we compared with the game build with the VFX build, and we were checking whether it was working fine or whether more changes had to be made. Clearly, since as you can see that version 3 was made here, the changes were not exactly showcased in the VFX changes build,
Yeah.
and because of that we again mentioned it here what has to be done, and we also gave some suggestions from the game designer side on what can be improved even in the VFX changes build, so that our game looks extremely smooth and much better. And again we got the third version of the build, and most of the stuff was finalized in this build. We were happy with most of the stuff which was showcased. The main changes which we did was that only the launchers which are present in our game will be shooting out projectiles. All the other weapons, which are the assault rifles, close combat, and the sniper, instead of shooting the bullet as a projectile, they'll be hit scan based. So basically, there won't be any projectile. This was mainly done because if all the weapons were projectiles, and there will be like 8 people in our game, and if everyone's shooting projectile, there will be so many projectiles in the game at the same time, and this will decrease the FPS of our game. And because of that, we came with this solution to have only the launchers be the projectile type. And also we added a delay to the launcher. If you remember, I had mentioned it while explaining the Google
Yeah.
Sheets, right? And because of that delay, there won't be much projectiles in the game at the same time, and
At the
because
same
of
time.
that FPS won't decrease.
Yeah, like that's actually one of the factors. And again, if you like spam too much shots,
Hmm.
projectiles, it's gonna like make a gun not difficult to balance,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? Because either you have a gun that does a decent amount of damage at once, or you have a gun that doesn't do much damage, but you can shoot it repeatedly. But that again, a lot of projectiles, FPS drop. So all these factors, we came to the conclusion it's better to have a delay with a decent amount of damage. So even in like in like a lot of ranges, it's not going to be like close range or long range or mid range. You're still going to have a proper damage flow along with the optimization in terms of FPS drops and other things.
Hmm. And as I was explaining, I was explaining the major changes we did, right? And that projectile was one of the major changes. Apart from that, another major change was that whenever you shoot a projectile and whenever it hit an obstacle or an enemy, it used to make this huge cloud effect, and it was extremely big. And whenever an
Yeah.
enemy hit us, it almost covered our entire screen for like a small duration of time, and
Okay.
because of that it was extremely distracting and it made the game unplayable. And since that was because of that reason, we reduced the explosion radius for all the launchers and we made it something similar to this. If you see the other weapon, what do you say, if you see the homing gun explosion here, you can see that it's like reduced from this huge smoke effect to this smaller explosion thing which will be showcased. This was another one of the major changes which we did. And apart from that, there were smaller changes like changing the muzzle flash and maybe adding 2 or 3 extra particles on the muzzle flash, etc. And here to make it easier for the developers, we also mentioned it in text, explaining like what was discussed in the last meet, and what are the things which is completed and what are the things which are left to do. And we also color coded it so that it's easier to understand. Basically green means the work is already completed and red means they have to still work on this. And then based on each weapon as well, we categorized it based on what has to be done and what is looking good. So flamethrower, we said that it looks good, so
Yeah.
no changes has to be done. But if there were even a minute change which had to be done, we colored it red with the weapon name. So this was the entire VFX for our
Changes
game.
that that we are tracking at the moment.
Yeah. Apart from this, currently we are just what do you say, polishing the game mainly. Like as I said, the stuff which are remaining for us to do is add the sound effects as I mentioned, the lobby music, podium music, etc. Fix the remaining bugs which is present in the game, and make slight tweaks in the UI where we find it misaligned or the font style may be different or the font size may be different. Slight tweaks, And yeah, these are the main tasks which we are doing right now, and because of this we usually have play testing in the evening, as I mentioned, from 8:30, and it goes on maybe for like hour or 1.5 hour. But today we, since the developers are working on fixing the bugs, they'll be providing with the, what do you say, build tomorrow, so that we can play test it tomorrow. And because of that we got time to live stream today, otherwise
Yeah.
we weren't gonna be here as well today as well. uh,
Because it's really tight, you know.
yeah,
It's been like really really close to the launch date. Yeah, everybody's like buzzing around.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
oh oh oh.
Also, IGDC is coming up, and we want to
Yeah.
showcase our game in the IGDC as well.
Yeah.
And and obviously, no one wants their game to look bad in IGDC. They want it picture perfect. So because of that, everyone's extremely busy and putting in extra hours. So yeah, once this all blows over, we'll be streaming. We'll be back to streaming. Also, Premjit will be back once this is all done. Uh, you guys,
Yeah.
you guys have not seen Premjit in a long while. Uh,
You
yeah,
can't even like get a hang of him in the daytimes. He's
yeah,
really
yeah,
busy with all the work.
yeah,
So soon he'll be doing this his own appearances in
yeah.
the YouTube channel.
And also, you guys met Harshit in one of our live streams. We'll be dragging him as well uh, in our coming up live streams. And apart from that, yeah, this is it for today. I don't think we have anything else to explain, right? VFX is done. Google Sheets, yeah, and Google Document. I don't think we made any much changes. We
Yeah,
might.
we didn't make any kind of changes so far.
Okay then. I guess is anyone watching us? Okay, one person watching, which is me. Oh, two now. You and me. Okay. Uh, we can end it here then. Thank you guys for watching. Hope
Thank
this
you
was useful to you.
guys. You guys are tuning in. I'll see you guys next week.